Good evening, I'm Yodit Tewolde, and this is Making the Case. It was day 3 in the R. Kelly trial today, where the jury heard more about Kelly's marriage to R&B singer Aaliyah, who was just 15 at the time. Kelly was 27. Here to discuss today's events in court, BNC's legal contributor and veteran prosecutor Paul Henderson, and criminal defense attorney and vice president of the Atlanta NAACP Gerald Griggs, who also represents the family of one of R. Kelly's alleged victims, Jocelyn Savage. Thanks to you both for being here with me on a Friday night.
Thank you.
Happy to be here.
All right, Gerald, to you first. The Savage family says that R. Kelly held Jocelyn against her will. Could you explain when Jocelyn met Kelly and how they say he victimized her?
Well, they met R. Kelly after one of his associates came into a boutique they ran in Atlanta and inquired about Jocelyn Savage's singing ability and wanted to introduce her to a producer. Flew her out to a concert where she subsequently met R. Kelly. He slipped her his number. They began to communicate unbeknownst to the family, and thus he secreted her away from her school, and she's been gone ever since. So that's how she came in contact with Mr. Kelly, and that's what the family has been trying to remove her from. And that's how we got in this whole situation where you see Mr. Kelly ultimately facing these charges because of the work of the Savage family in bringing this to justice.
Gerald, talk to me about how Kelly's alleged conduct towards Jocelyn forms part of the current case against him.
Well, currently there are no charges against Jocelyn Savage, but Miss Savage, Jocelyn Savage, in an attempt to get her daughter, reconnect with her daughter, ultimately came into contact with many of the other accusers as she was trying to find a vehicle to get her daughter back. And that's how this investigation with the BuzzFeed article and all of the subsequent other media outlets, as well as the investigations from local, state, and federal agencies began in this case.
All right, Paul, let me bring you in. But before I talk about today's testimony, I see here that R. Kelly judge, in an article, R. Kelly judge reportedly snaps at defense lawyer for tweeting in court and says, "Didn't I tell you?" Your thoughts about that exchange?
Okay, so I saw that and I was really excited to see that because that's some deep insights about what's going on in this courtroom, because so much has been closed off from this judge and she is not playing around with this defense team. One of the interesting things, especially about this interaction with that comment from the judge to that attorney, is this is one of the only lawyers that's left on the team from the previous team when he switched lawyers from back in July. And the judge could not have been more clear to all of the attorneys about there being no communication to the press. Now, what the attorney said was that they didn't realize that this was a violation, that he was just tweeting things. And so two things. One, are you like an idiot? Of course, that's speaking to the press because you were tweeting it about your present sense impressions of what's going on in the trial. But more importantly, the comments themselves about what the lawyer was talking about, saying that the defense is more likely to have a stronger case because of the prosecution case, I thought really revealed how defense is structuring their attack on what prosecutors are introducing in the case. And what they were referencing in the tweet. Yeah.
Paul, let me read the actual tweet, and I believe the attorney's name is Thomas A. Farinella, correct? Yes. Tweeted, and this is in response, this is what the judge was responding to. He tweeted, "After all, the RICO enterprise is based on a series of independent relationships and events that the government is trying to patch together like different types of fabrics and trying to pass it off as silk." Okay, now go.
Okay, so what's exciting about that is that's the defense attorney trying to foreshadow and indicate where he thinks the weakest presentation from the prosecution is, which are the RICO charges, and articulating and trying to diminish the evidence that's coming in from the prosecution about all of these supposedly unrelated things that build R. Kelly up as the mastermind behind all of the illegal behavior that was taking place since 1999. That's a long time. We're talking about decades here. And so obviously this is an indication, to me at least, that one of their principal arguments is going to be that all of these incidents as they were happening were unrelated, that they were not masterminded by R. Kelly. And it also means that they're going to be attacking all of the alleged victims that will be testifying as independent actors to try and undermine and say that they were not directed by R. Kelly, that they were just fans and they weren't victims. But I think that's going to be an uphill battle and a very difficult argument to make, but a fascinating insight into what defense is thinking just from that one tweet alone. And this is part of the reason why I think the judge was so furious about the lawyer doing this. It challenges the rules that she had in the courtroom, but at least it offered us an insight as to what direction the defense is going in trying to undermine this case and how they'll attack prosecution's evidence.
All right, Gerald, I asked this question to a guest that we had on last night, and I wanted to get your take. How do you think race and gender plays a part in this trial?
I think it's critical in this case. You have African-American females who have been victimized as well as African-American males who've been victimized. And it took such a long time for the system to get to this point where they valued African-American victims of sexual abuse, of sex trafficking. So it clearly plays a role here with race and gender. And it's about time that we started taking these allegations seriously.
Mm-hmm. Now, Paul, today we heard testimony from one of R. Kelly's employees, Anthony Navarro, who said his job was like working in a, quote, twilight zone because of the strange rules Kelly had him follow. For example, he would have him pick up women for him, but he couldn't talk to them. How does his testimony help the government prove their elements under the RICO statute?
Well, it articulates that this is not a normal kind of job. And to the degree that job is different for a manager, for a bodyguard, for entourage, it's defined by R. Kelly himself that sets the rules. So that's what's important. And that's the takeaway here, is that these employees, that these folks that were surrounding R. Kelly were being directed by him to support the ultimate outcome of their job, which was an illegal act, be it the sexual assault, be it the coordinating to lie and have people, the victims, lie about their age, be it the moving those young people from state to state, be it where they stayed and how they stayed and what they had to call him, who they were allowed to look at, where they were allowed to go, how they were allowed to work or not work. All of these things were directed by R. Kelly, and that's the point. And so they're bringing forward these employees to talk about, listen, this is not like a regular job. This was a job that had a whole unwritten set of rules that we had to follow, and they were weird, they were strange, they were in the twilight zone, but they were all orchestrated by R. Kelly, because that orchestration is what defines his guilt for these charges.
All right, can we presume, Paul, that Kelly's employees who testify for the prosecution are doing so under some sort of an immunity deal or plea agreement?
Well, that would be my presumption, but we don't know that. But it seems like a lot of people are talk, and I think it's interesting that a lot of people are ready to talk after we've seen so much drama and so much news covering all of the alleged behavior from R. Kelly. So I'd like to think that maybe people felt guilty, and I'd like to think that people felt remorse about their behavior and seeing other people around them victimized in part by work that they provided to R. Kelly, and that's what inspired them to come and tell the truth and be under testimony and talk about what happened and how it happened and why it happened. But it would not surprise me at all, especially for the principal actors, the folks that were the closest to R. Kelly, if there were some sort of arrangement or conversations with prosecutors that were evaluating their behavior. But I will say and point out, there are other challenges that are taking place outside of this jurisdiction, and in this case alone, as we've talked about in the past. And so there could be charges in other areas, and this is before we start talking about potential civil charges against these folks, where no deal can be made for them to protect them against civil charges. We're only talking about a criminal jurisdiction and a criminal trial.
All right, Paul Henderson and Gerald Griggs, y'all are serving as my co-counsel throughout the hour, so we'll see you both later in the show. Up next, the Department of Justice has released new video evidence from the Capitol riots on January 6th. But what does it mean for those facing pending charges? Well, we'll tell you when Making the Case returns.